AskDrDallas.com, and what we're doing is we're working with the beginners, those of you who are just getting started. Congratulations to you for taking your first step to getting where we want you to be, and that's healthy and well. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do the beginner's jumping jack. If you paid attention to the advanced jumping jack video, which is sometimes good just to take a look, I'm going to just go through some of those things over, but I'm going to show you what the beginner's jumping jack looks like. When people are doing a regular jumping jack, it kind of looks like that. Some people will even smack their hands at the top of their head. When you do that, it says that the body is tight and loose. Well, loose, that is, instead of being tight. What we want to do is we want to make the jumping jack work two ways for us. We want to create an isometric exercise so that we tone and condition the body at the same time that we're burning calories to lose weight. It's nothing worse than looking like a thin pole. See that little thin tree over there? You want to look like a nice, thick, toned tree, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to work on allowing you to lose weight and gain muscle at the same time. Never, ever lose weight by sacrificing your muscle. In fact, if you're in a good training program, indeed, as you begin to work out, if you're losing weight quicker than you're losing inches, that's not a good thing. What you want to do initially in your program is to actually gain a couple of pounds, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be building muscle. A good weight training, good weight loss program, a good wellness program is one that's going to build muscle at the same time that you're losing inches. So I always tell my clients, throw the scale out the door, get you a measuring tape, and begin to measure your inches, okay? So if you've got 35-inch waistline, and you are coming to a 30-inch waistline, and you're actually 6 pounds heavier, seriously, which one would you want? A scale that gives you a reduced amount of weight, or a body that gives you a reduced dress size? I think you want the latter of the two. So this is what we're going to do, is we're going to build that muscle while we're losing the weight. So the first thing that you have to do is make sure that you're not too heavy to start jumping. And most people, if you're unconditioned, chances are that might be a little too much weight for the lower joint. So what you're going to do is the modified jumping jack simply by executing the top of the jumping jack. The top of the jumping jack, we're going to raise our arms over our head, maximizing the space between the top of our head and our hands. When we maximize that space, we begin to stretch our arms up, which means that we're bringing more of our upper back and our lower back muscles into the exercise, which means that you're going to be reducing fat in that area. So that's the key there. And then you want to make sure that you add resistance to it on your own. The way that you do that is to imagine that there's an equal and opposite force trying to prevent your arm from coming up. At the same time that you're coming down, there's that equal opposite force trying to prevent you from coming down. So you're going to have to create that yourself. And all you have to do is tighten up your arms and imagine that you're squeezing against something. So your jumping jack begins to look nice and strong, like this, elongated over your head muscle. Now for the lower body, again, because we're not going to be jumping because we might have a little too much weight on our joints. What I want you to do, however, is to move those legs. If you want to live a long life, active legs are the key to doing that. So what we're going to do is going to hold our stomach muscles tight. We're going to position ourselves to do like a marching band movement. Every time that we bring our legs parallel to the ground, we're actually working and conditioning our stomach muscles. And that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be bringing those thighs up, but we're not going to be doing something like that or leaning to the side. You want to put something into it. Your results are going to be predicated on what you put into your exercises. Okay, so it looks like this. A good one looks like this. Hands are on our hips, making sure that we come up at least parallel. But guess what? Coming up parallel works the stomach muscles. Coming up higher than parallel works the rest of the body as well, okay? So we're going to get that leg up, but at a minimum, we want to try and get the leg up parallel. When we take our leg up, we want to point our toe towards the sky. Because if we point our feet this way, our body weight is hanging, and we don't want that. So we're going to take our feet, execute them going up at least parallel, trying to maintain that balance. Why? Because we have an imaginary book on our head. We don't want the imaginary book to fall. Each time that we do that, it means that the body is not stabilized. So we want to keep our stomach tight. We want to pull our shoulder blades back. We want to keep our rectal spinal cord erect. Instead of remembering all of that, just imagine that you have a book on your head and you don't want that book to fall off. The imaginary book is the key to all perfect form when you're doing your exercises. So I have my imaginary book on my head, my arms are to the side, and we're going to do the modified version, just the lower body at first. So in the lower body, we're going to be pulling the legs up parallel to the ground, pointing our toes upwards. Now we're going to put it all together. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3. From the side, 1, 2, 3. From the rear, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tightening our arms the whole time. Now guess what? You may think that that's an elementary exercise. You may think that's a kiddie exercise. But I'm telling you, I've had clients that have lost 30, 40 pounds in less than 2 months simply by doing hundreds upon hundreds of jumping jacks, conditioning and toning the stomach, dropping that mid-weight. And for most women that carry a lot of upper body weight there, it's because when we were children, we used to hang from the monkey bars. As you become adults, you hardly ever raise your hands over your head unless you're going to grab something off of a shelf. And chances are you step onto a foot ladder. So what you want to do is start moving those arms up over your head, top part of the jumping jack, bringing the legs up, parallel to the ground, a little higher. What are we doing? We're working our shoulders, we're working our upper and lower back muscles, we're conditioning our stomach muscles, and we're beginning to tone and condition our thighs. Does it get any better than that for a simple exercise? No. What I want you to do is work on sets of 10. It counts like this. 1, 2, 3, 10. 1, 2, 3, 9. The arms are up in the air on 1 and 3. They're down on 2 and your single count. So up, 1, 2, 3, 10. 1, 2, 3, 9. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1. One set of 10 actually nets you 40 jumping jacks. You get to a point where you do 40, walk around for a couple of seconds, get your breath, come back, then try to do 2 sets of 10. And gauge where you are from the beginning of your exercise routine. If you start today and you're only able to do 1 set of 10, great. You feel winded. Mark your progress. Keep a journal and say, 1 set of 10, good form, good condition, feeling pretty good. This time next week, you've done 4 sets of 10. That way, you may not lose 3 inches as quickly as you want it to, but you'll see the marked progress. And that's what we want to do, is we want to be better than we were last week. We're going to continue to go forward without feeling discouraged, okay? So that's a great exercise for you to get started. If you feel like you're ready for the intermediate, take a look at our intermediate video. If you have any other questions, go right to AskDrDallas.com, on our website, or on our YouTube TV channel. Thank you for joining us. Hey there, welcome to AskDrDallas.com.